Hi everyone, it's Eileen here. I'm going to do the second part of altering my bird cage. I've decided that I wanted to add nicer leaves. These are paper leaves that I made, and I wanted to add them to the bird cage. And I only want to add a couple, so this is another one. This is the same paper. This is what this looked like before. I had given some away in my giveaway box. In my jewelry box I had some of these painted, and I made them with watercolor, and I used metallic Sharpie. What color is that called again? Copper. I couldn't think of the name. So I'm going to show you how I made these. This is a punch that I have of this, and the type of almost maple leafy type from my big kicks. I have this one and I have this type. I don't have any. That's like a maple leaf. And those came in my big kicks cut out. And so I want to show you how I made them. So I have this craft pad that I work on for these. I have my embossing tools. This is what I use to, and Kira has one of them. This is what I use to shape flowers. And my leaves. I shape flowers when I make flowers. These flowers I shaped with the embossing tools. And then I use my watercolor. I'm using my mini pad. I have a large one, but these are the ones I believe I used the last time. And let's get started with this. And I also used for this one, I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you can see the creases I have in the leaves when I move them around, it looks like the veins or whatever of the. I used a popsicle stick to achieve that. So I have one of those. I actually used the tongue depressor ones, the thinner ones, but I don't know if I have any more, and if I do have them, I'm not sure. So hopefully this one will work. It's not too thick, because those ones are a little thinner, I think. But we'll try it out. Now I hope you can see this. Having the camera or my phone on this side lets you guys see a little bit more, I think. So now if I put the light on, I'm not sure if it's hindering your sight or not. I don't know. I'll leave it off for now, and I guess you guys could tell me what's better with my light on. I tend to like to craft with the light on. See, I'm having trouble seeing. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. My eyes are getting... You know what, I'll just turn on this one. Maybe that'll be enough. I'm always playing with these lights in every video. It's like, which way I can see? But I want you guys to see as well. So I just go around and kind of shape my leaf. With the larger tool. These are the sizes here I have. And you can see that there's 4 different sizes. And that's what I do. I just go in and get it all, break the fibers in the cardstock. And shape the leaf that way. I I also use a skewer to curl the leaves and make them look a little dimensional, more dimensional. So I just do little circles and I push on it, and this mat just works great. This is from the dollar store. It's just a foam sheet. And continue. And my last leaf here, I'm not sure if I'm going to have any additional leaves because I have some single ones here that kind of, I don't know, broke off or whatever. However, can't remember how I got those ones. So this is what my leaf is shaping out to be like, if you can see the shape. I take my smaller one and I just go down the stem. It'll curl in. Also, what works really well is the popsicle stick. But like I said, this one's a tad thicker, so I'm not sure how well. Well, it seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I like to use tongue depressor for this one, because then I just kind of crease it like that. This one just seems to be a tad thicker. Causing more of a wrinkle in my leaf. So, that's basically it. I might go down the spine of this one just a little bit to curl it back. Just a bit. That's pretty. So I think that's about it for that. I wet my watercolor and I believe I used dark brown. And actually, I'm not sure if I should curl this a little bit more or not. I'm going to curl them out a little bit more than in, because they're going to be up against the bird cage. There we go. So I'm going to do along the lines here. And kind of do that with it, just along the little edges. Doing the green now. I actually should have done the edges first, actually. I think I'll just go on the outside of the edges. No, I don't know if you guys can see me doing this at all on this black mat. And then I'm going to be doing the green after this is kind of boring part, isn't it? Oh boy. How did I do the back? Trying to remember how I did it. Getting a lot of brown in there. Trying to hurry now because I am getting over 10 minutes now, so it's all about time. Okay. I'm very messy. Got this ink all over me. Not now. Children knocking at the door. Where is it? Okay, come in here quietly. So I'm going to put the green. Throughout my leaf. To remember how I exactly painted it to get these colors. I'm trying to think right now, and that's why I'm so quiet. I'm like, how did I do that? How did I achieve that? I like to paint both sides of it. So this is the one side. I'm going to dry it, flip it over, start painting the other side. I got a big chunk of brown there, but that's okay. I really would have liked to have had the larger veins in there from the tongue depressor. Then after this I'm going to dry it again, add some metallic to it, because that's what I have on the other one. And it just really looks nice at the end. I mean, right now it looks very amateur, but the end result looks really nice. So I'm going to dry this. Okay, I dried this and just came to me that I did not use my Sharpie for this. I just remembered now that I used these dollar something bin at Michael's, these inks here. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember using these ones for that. So that's what I used for it. So these are the colors here. Like, I don't even know where they write the colors on these things, but it's a brown and a red. And I'm like, where did I? So I did the edges like this with the brown. I couldn't remember that. I'm like, no, I didn't. I remember now I didn't do the brown paint on the edge, but it's okay because it turns out. Because it was a while ago when I did these. So I had them sitting around for a while. That's the thing. I don't like to do too many things and then leave them sit around, because I'm not even remembering how I made it, for one. I'm like, how did I make that? And my brown came out. It's coming out. Terrible. I have to use my other one. I think I'm going to use my other one. I think I have another one there. This one was well used. Where did I put my other one? My little sponge in the other one was coming out. So now it's like, oh yeah, I remember how I did that now. Funny how that is, eh? So I did this on the edges, not the paint, the brown paint. It's a little easier to do these like this anyway. And I did kind of rub this on there, and I had more of the embossed vines in there from the last one from the other tongue depressor one. It's just a little thinner because I guess they can make it a little thinner. I don't know if it's, but that's so far. And this one I kept taping because it kept popping open, and I did again. Anyway, then I did the red. I was like, oh yeah, coming back to me. See how pretty that is? And I do recall doing this part too. I had to I wanted to push it down on here to get the red that I wanted on the stem. On the ink pad, I had to push it down on the ink pad a bit. And that is what I did. I couldn't remember that. Then I added my metallic gold over it to make it a nice sheen. And that was it. That's it for my leaf. And that's how I achieved the other one. The other one's just like I said, I would have liked to have the proper tongue depressor. Don't know if I used them all, the kids use them all. But they are handy for shaping stems and leaves and stuff like that. So to put the embossed piece in there. So that's a good tip. You don't always have to use the tools that you think you have to use. You can find something that works, like a tongue depressor. So these are going to be the leaves for my birdcage. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today, is the leaves for part 2 of my altered birdcage. I'm not sure how many parts I'm going to have, but I hope you guys enjoy watching it and going along with it. So maybe you guys want to pick up a birdcage from the Dollarama. I had picked one up for a couple bucks at the dollar store, and it had a little blue. I think it was a little blue one. I'm not even sure. It might have been smaller though than these ones. I'm not sure. And it had a little candle in it. And that is it. It had a little candle in it of a bird, and I've been wanting to alter it, and then I found these at the yard sale. Okay, I'm going to dry it. So this is it. There's got to be a way for me to figure out that I really did like the larger popsicle stick for the creases in here, and I miss that a lot. Just looks, these ones are okay, they just don't look, they don't want to stay in because it's, I don't know, it's too round, it's not as sharp as the tongue depressor. So that's a future thing to know. This is the one I did before. You can see what the tongue depressor done in there with the veins, or whatever they're called in the leaves. These ones you can see that they don't really work as well. But that's how I painted it. So now it's going to be going onto the birdcage. One up here. Somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to split them up a bit. And the other one's going to come down right here because they have two pretty little vines in there like that. Can you see? My birdcage is open. But so that's going to be very cute. And then with the flowers in there, it's going to be very, very cute. Isn't that cute already? So the next part of the birdcage I think that we're going to need to work on, besides starting to assemble the outside, is I want to start working on the inside of it. So I think that'll be part 3. Okay, so I hope that you guys liked the little leaf thing that I did with the watercolors and then the ink pads. And I'm like, couldn't remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, it came to me by the end of it, which is good. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.